Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the head of municipal service company in Łowicz. Before, I used to be the head of the municipal wastewater treatment plant. For those 15 years, I was able to find some solutions. What should I do with a sludge, which is a waste, and to create valuable products such as compost, which could be then used as fertilizer. This is a practical application. I'll just show you a short presentation of those solutions. Wastewater treatment plant, similar to many in Poland, built in 1970s, biological, mechanical, plus chemical supplementation. As we all know, wastewater treatment plant is a factory of all kinds of microorganisms. We just need to direct them appropriately, and the process is ready. If we add natural probiotic bacteria to the purifying process, makes it even better and facilitates the process. The advantages of microorganisms are the following. They hold back the purification processes, and they reduce the multiplication of pathogenic organisms. They reduce oxidants and other harmful substances. The cost of using those solutions is incomparably low to other technological solutions, such as, for example, chemical methods. A modern system for wastewater treatment should meet the following requirements: be safe for the crew, have low cost, have elements of sustainable development, and the sludge, which in volume is only 3% of the wastewater, contain almost half of the total contamination load. And the cost of it could be as much as 50% of the cost of the whole wastewater treatment plant. They're quite dangerous, and they spread pathogenic bacteria. Plus, so the sludge is biologically hazardous. They become putrid easily, and they spread pathogenic bacteria plus malodors. The sludge must be neutralized for legal reasons, aesthetic and practical reasons. A good technological process should ensure the following: the lowest investment cost, the lowest operational cost, be user-friendly, be safe, hygienic for the employees, and aesthetic for visitors. The municipal wastewater treatment plant in Łowicz has many years of experience in neutralizing wastewater sludge and other organic waste. We can surely say that the methods which we developed, the methods for processing the sludge, are quite modern and practical as a system for sludge processing. Here you can see the diagram which illustrates the sludge processing process in our wastewater treatment plant. We begin with the sludge. We add some microorganisms using the QUADRANT ecosystem method. Then we add some additions like wood fractions, grass, and so on. And we create compost in this way. Then compost is redirected for sales, for marketing, because the Ministry of Agriculture approved for this compost to be marketed as organic fertilizer. And then from this compost, we also produce grass for lawns, which can be sold as a ready-made product. Also, the compost is a base for soil worm, and also we can add appropriate components to the compost to prepare any time of soil mixture for specific garden plants. Here you can see the prisms with compost at the premises of the municipal wastewater treatment plant. I'm not going to discuss the advantages of compost. I think everybody knows that. The microorganisms, which are quite abundant in the compost, can increase its fertilizing values. They enrich the microflora and microfauna in the soil. Here you can see the ready product, the ready compost, the fertilizer. And here you can see the production of the grass for lawns. Here is the field which we use for soil worms. And here we are getting to the point. The basic problem which we faced in sludge management were the odors and malodors. In 2005, we decided to implement the technology developed by QUADRANT company. This method is based on applying a special set of microorganisms into the fermentation chambers. Initially, this method was used for a year, and then we had a break for 2 months in order to evaluate the efficiency of the microorganisms used. And this evaluation resulted in the following. The process of composting was accelerated by 1/3. On each stage of sludge processing, we limited the emission of odors, and those effects were the basis for introduction of the method QUADRANT ecosystem as a permanent method in the municipal wastewater treatment plant, and this is used until today. And also, in 2006, we introduced some trials. We applied some microorganisms into different locations, for example, into the sludge after pressing, into the compost prisms, and those trials showed us that the best solution would be dosing the microorganisms into the separate fermentation chambers, because using the waters above the sludge, the microorganisms could penetrate into the whole wastewater treatment process, and they could be found in any location in the plant. We've been using this method for 5 years now, and we can conclude the following. The sludge does not putrefy and the malodors disappear. The fermentation process, which is conducted using the mixture of beneficial microorganisms, is a low-temperature process. And this method allows us to remove lime from the process, which we before used for hygiene. We have less neighbor complaints because of the odors. And the sludge smells like a swamp. It is not irritating. And also the quality of work has improved, especially in the dehydration building. Those are the advantages of QUADRANT ecosystem. So reducing the mass of the sludge, a natural and pleasant for the environment process for decomposing the organic substances. The process can also be conducted during storage of the sludge. And this method reduced the amount of sludge by 15 to 20%. I also took the liberty of presenting the economic aspects of this method. In the case of our municipal wastewater treatment plant, we eliminate PIX, we eliminated lime, we reduced the time of producing compost by 1/3, and we reduced the amount of sludge by 1/5. It would be a total of 1 million zloty in savings annually. And also, on top of that, we have benefits from selling the ready-made products, the grass, the compost soils, and vermicompost. We reduced the environmental fees because we dispose of less wastewater. And our experience composting the sludge with microorganisms without any additions. We produce this compost by adding organic carbon. We also conducted some experiments without this addition, so purely the sludge. We were composting the scrapes, eliminating the sludge at the bottom of ponds. And And this is the end of my presentation. Thank you very much for your attention, for listening to my short presentation.
Thank you very much. Because we saved a few minutes, please wait for a while. If there are any questions to the speaker, I must tell you that I used to visit this plant probably 3 years ago, and it impressed me a lot what I saw there. Both the raw grass and certificate for organic fertilizer. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask them right now.
You found the most effective method. Oh. Okay. Would you repeat, please, at what point in the process you found it most effective to testing? Can you hear me now?
W momencie kompostowania.
At the moment of composting in the separated composting chambers, when the fermentation occurs, we don't have to use microorganisms for composting because they are transferred with the sludge and then to composting prisms. I'm not certain if that was your question, but I know that tomorrow you can visit us live in Łowicz, so please feel invited to see everything live.
Dziękuję bardzo.
Thank you very much.